The following program is a Greenlight Maine production being brought to you in part by Bangor Savings Bank.
It's the way life should be. Greenlight Maine, building Maine's economy. Greenlight Maine, start here, scale here, stay here. It's your Maine and mine, building Maine's economy, one dream at a time. It's the way life should be. Greenlight Maine.
Welcome to the college edition of Greenlight Maine. I'm your host, Julene Gervais, and if you're new to the show, this is a business pitch competition where students show they have what it takes to bring their business to the next level and be Maine's big success story. Today, we have Colby College and Thomas College coming up, and they will be competing for thousands of dollars in cash to invest in their companies. Before we meet them, we're going to say hello to the people who are supportive of them, our judges. Welcome back, Teresa Cody from Bangor Savings Bank. Tell us about what you do there.
Thanks for having me. So I'm the Director of Enterprise Risk Services. So I have responsibility for risk management, also for information and physical security. I'm incredibly proud to work for a company that's been around for 174 years with a mission that hasn't changed, investing in our customers, our communities, and our employees.
What a wonderful mission to have. Thank you. In the middle seat, we have Michelle Anderson from Junior Achievement. Welcome back.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here. I am the President and CEO of Junior Achievement of Maine. We are a youth-based organization with a mission to inspire and prepare the next generation workforce here in Maine. We work with employers across the state and really help kids learn financial literacy, work-ready skills, and entrepreneurship.
And you and your team do an amazing job, so thank you. And rounding out our panel today, we have Kim Getchell from the Finance Authority of Maine.
Thanks, great to be here. I'm the Senior Commercial Loan Officer at FAME, and we support families and help them attain higher education, and we also support businesses with access to capital, and we've been doing that for over 40 years.
And you do so much for students, so thank you for being here. All right, we're going to talk to you in a couple minutes, but first, our student is from Colby College, and the name of the business is Flag and Fortune. Welcome, David Rappaport.
Hi, I'm David Rappaport, and I'm here, as you mentioned, talking about my company, Flag and Fortune. This is a little mock-up of what it is an attraction will look like. We have a shed for storage of the equipment and then also running sales out of, a couple of mats, and then customers will come in and pay around $1 a ball to hit balls from those mats to the floating island green. And the central prize for a hole-in-one is a $5,000 cash prize. There are also secondary prizes on either side of that, which are larger targets, and with the current golf course I've partnered with, the prizes for them would be either a choice between $500, a weekend stay at the course, or an annual membership. And then if the raft is hit at all, then they would win a $5 voucher to the pub, and I can also sell alcohol under the liquor license of the course. The core thesis of why it is that I think this business is interesting is because there's such an underutilized resource, the real estate on golf courses, and I've talked to the owners of the course that I partnered with, and they were saying that they were incredibly interested in building an attraction like this, but they just don't have the surplus man hours to be able to devote to something like this. So when I pitched them, they immediately said yes, and I got to work. Working over the past semester from around 6:30 a.m. to 11 p.m., 4 days a week, and then whenever else I could. I've built this shed here that just needs one more coat of paint, and then this floating island green. So as soon as the snow melts, I'll finish up the shed and get to work. I really want to prove out the business model first, and then I'll slowly expand to prove out, marketing and inventory and pricing strategy, all these sorts of minutiae, and then eventually the hope would be to franchise this out to either other entrepreneurs who are like me, they want to get into business and it's a relatively low needed capital expenditure, or to golf courses that would come in, build the attraction for them, and then have them run it because they do have access to a high quality of employee. Turn it over to you for any questions.
Excellent pitch. I can see where this would be a draw for golfers to go to these courses that have this for an opportunity to win prizes and cash. So great job.
Thank you.
All right, kick us off, Teresa.
Sure. I'm interested in hearing about your expansion, like what you'll need for employees and resources to be able to offer this and make it sustainable.
Yeah, expansion is definitely something that I've been thinking a lot about. So the main things are that you need to be able to build a floating island green and a shed, obviously. So, and in the future, I won't be building the sheds myself, so it'll be around $15,000, and the golf courses already have qualified employees, so they would be able to just pull someone off from, working the carts to working at this attraction.
Michelle.
Yeah, walk us through the partnership with a golf course. So how do you envision that partnership looking, and then how are you marketing to other golf courses?
Yeah, the current agreement that I have with the golf course in Palmyra is a revenue split. So, and I think that is really incentive aligning. So I would want to pursue that for future golf courses as well.
Great presentation, interesting concept. What factors support the long-term scalability of the business, and how will you prevent user fatigue to ensure they still want to engage in it?
Yeah, that's a great question. In terms of the feasibility of scaling it, it's incredibly cheap business to start. You're not, you don't own the real estate, so you just need a raft and a shed, and that's it. And then in terms of user fatigue, I sort of think of it as like a more exciting, more fast-paced version of golf. So the people who are already golfing, if we could condense that down into, and instead of having to walk a couple hundred yards to get to your ball, you can just hit another one right away, and there are cash prizes that are much greater than the money you could win off your buddies gambling. Like, these things are incredibly attractive to the customers who I've already talked to as I was building this attraction.
Are you going to be the one also installing these at every golf course, or are the golf courses on their own to, install them?
Like, eventually when I franchise it, I definitely want to offer them a package where I come in, install it, give them the business systems, and then turn it over to them for just employment. So it's as easy as possible, because it is such an issue for them to have to deal with all these extra headaches while they're already running a golf course.
A little bit adding on to the question at the end a few minutes ago, are you thinking about other attractions, like other, different, maybe not water or, any of those other pieces?
I'm definitely open to it. This is something I've talked about with other people. But I think there's something just so primally satisfying about seeing a ball splash in water. Even if you missed, there's something just fun about that. And the fact that it's someone else's ball that you lost. People have seemed to really enjoy that when I've been play testing it with customers. So I think that I'd probably stick to that.
Do you have other competitors in this space?
Sort of. So there's a business in New Zealand that has a sort of similar attraction, but they're on a lake, and there are a lot of decisions that they make that I think are sort of strange. So I have floating golf balls, and they pay a diver to constantly dredge up the balls, which seems like an absurd capital expenditure. And they're also, as I said, not on a golf course. So in terms of actually building attractions for golf courses, I haven't seen any competitors.
Would it fit well with more kind of your putt-putt golf courses, things like that, instead of your traditional golf courses? Because of that aspect of putt-putt is fun, things of that nature.
Yeah, for me, because of the need for land, because I'm using existing water features on golf courses, I think it's better suited probably to a full-fledged golf course. But I'm definitely open to different attractions, and maybe some version of this that has a narrow bridge instead of hitting it onto a raft for a mini golf course.
Excellent job. Yeah, we'll be sure to check it out in Palmyra this year.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to take a short break, but coming up next we have Thomas College, so stick around. We'll be back right after this. You come on over.
Since 1852, Bangor Savings Bank has been helping New Englanders thrive by living our You Matter More promise. We invest in Northern New England because your ideas, your well-being, and your business matter to us. Our commitment is reflected in our caring employees, innovative solutions, and investments in local communities. At Bangor Savings Bank, You are at the heart of everything we do because you matter more.
I am truly awestruck by the innovation that exists.
The people at FAME are incredibly knowledgeable about small business.
Our role is to help.
But to have people in your corner that will guide you through the whole process is really helpful.
They know what it takes to not just open a business, but ensure that it's successful.
FAME works for Maine, helping businesses and lenders create a bright economic future.
It's about helping Maine grow.
Caring for your teeth, gums, and eyes is a must when it comes to your overall health, but it doesn't have to drain your budget. Delta Dental provides affordable, dependable dental and vision coverage for individuals and families looking for preventive, long-term care. Whether you're still working, retirement is on the horizon, or you're a small business owner, we've got a plan for you. So choose coverage that cares from Delta Dental. Find the plan that's right for you at nedelta.com.
At CMP, we do more than just power your community. We invest in Maine's future.
Nearly half of our outages come from one thing: trees crashing down.
That's why we're replacing aging cables with stronger, better protected ones.
And reinforcing our energy grid with steel poles and solid connections, built for Maine's weather.
And we're training the next generation, creating good jobs with competitive wages.
For Mainers like us.
And me.
CMP, where energy meets humanity. Good job, Kelly.
Welcome back to the Greenlight Maine College Edition. We have Thomas College in the house, and I'd like to welcome Caillou and Vitor with MVP Development. Whenever you're ready, take it away.
Hi, judges. Picture a 17-year-old soccer player right here in Maine. He trains every day, he stays late, he works on his weak foot in the driveway in November. He's good enough to play in college. No coach knows he exists. Not because he's not talented enough, but because no one gave him the infrastructure for the right coach to find him. No one gave him the tools to actually prove himself on the field. And we are here to solve that problem.
So we came up with MVP. MVP is the new platform of athletic development. It is not another recruiting app, it is not another social network, and also not another training app. So MVP is a completely new ecosystem made by develop new athletes that is based on 5 main pillars.
The first one is coaching. Athletes don't need more drills, they need direction. We asked coaches how well they could give equal attention to every athlete on their roster. They scored themselves 6.4 out of 10. No one gave themselves a perfect score. With MVP, athletes have AI-driven development, individual practice plans, performance monitoring, data-driven adaptation, and real coach assistance. From random training to purposeful development.
Second one, we got advisor. So MVP, we recommend athletes the colleges and club teams that they match the best with. So we can simulate their playing time in those teams and also give a roadmap of development based on their skills and where they want to be at. So we don't just put the athletes out there to be seen, but we also recommend them where to go next for their development.
The third one is recruiting. Today's recruiting world is chaotic. Athletes are sending cold emails to coaches who do not need them. Not because they're not good enough, but because there's no transparency, no strategy, and no clear path. On MVP, athletes have verified profiles, highlight sharing, direct coach messaging, and visibility metrics. Not just exposure, strategic exposure.
So a fourth pillar is the partner marketplace. So with Uber-like style marketplace for coaches, athletes can now find both local and online coaches available for them. They found coaches from all different experience levels and also can see their different prices. It's also feedback that'll go both ways, so you can give feedback both to the coach and the coach can give feedback back to you, so you both get better together. So at MVP, we believe that access should not only be restricted to those that have the right network.
And the fifth pillar is community. Athletes don't grow alone. MVP shows you local pickup locations and time, local ID camps to highlight your skills to coaches, and packs where you can socially interact with teammates and others in your region who share the same drive. MVP builds a social profile for every athlete, but because we asked coaches what they were missing the most on today's recruiting apps, and the answer was not knowing who an athlete actually is off the field. On MVP, coaches get a full picture.
So why now to launch such an app? So we live in an NIL era where athletes from all different levels can make sponsorship, I also live in a world of transfer chaos, so we did some quick research and we found out that somewhere between 20 to 35% of athletes will either quit or transfer out of the teams that they got first recruited for at the college level. And besides all of that, parents are spending thousands of dollars in their kids' athletics without real roadmap or athletic plan to follow. So the market is really confused and we want to help them with clarity. And I'll ask you guys to remember about the 17-year-old example that we gave earlier to you guys. So now picture that the same athlete, he's spending his time in the right drills, he's reaching out to the right coaches, and he's also working out with other committed athletes from his region. He now feels seen, he feels confident, and he has things to look forward to. And that happens because just like every other athlete, he's asking himself the same question every day. Am I doing enough to go to the next level? With MVP, he will know it for sure. So we're not just developing another app, we're building an ecosystem that will make and develop the future of athletes. Thank you.
Excellent pitch, and what a useful tool. So congratulations to you both. All right, take it away, Teresa.
Hi there. Good job. I have a question regarding what you think the target age that you'll start working with athletes and how long you expect them to be a part of the MVP program.
So we did a lot of research. We went and asked different athletes from different ages about like what they want and all of that. So our target market will be freshmen from high school all the way to seniors, and also athletes that just got to college, so they can have like help in case they want to see different options and all of that. We are aiming to be like a bridge between where they are right now and where they want to be. So we want to be their partners until they feel like they're the best level they can achieve.
Michelle.
Yeah, great job. I'm curious, what were some of the startup costs and how are you using AI to develop the app? Because I assume you have to connect with coaches and then you're marketing to players.
Yes, great. So we do have a lot of networking with coaches. We both are athletes. I do coach. I'm assistant coach for CMU here in Maine, and I just volunteer there right now. And we do have them our networking right there where we connect to coaches as well. And also the startup plans would be, what was it that we defined at $9.99 for the cheapest plan of the app?
Yes.
So yeah, that was like the price for like where you can open all categories, but most of the app is going to be available for free for our athletes.
$9.99 a month?
A month, yes, that's right, sorry.
Okay,
That's my bad.
Kim.
Great presentation. What steps have you taken in your research to ensure that the training and the coach advice that you're giving on this app is accurate, healthy, and position specific, as you noted? And how do users know or they can trust what they're getting from you?
We have been training our AI so that every reply from coaches to athletes and vice versa, it keeps making the AI learn and growing its knowledge all the time. So there is some kind of perpetual learning from the platform itself.
Yeah, and also like our research went a lot over about what athletes miss currently in practices and what they miss. We found out that a lot of athletes use YouTube to learn their practice today. So like, okay, how can we make that simpler for athletes to access practices that they actually will take advantage of?
Well, you certainly know your stuff. You guys are athletes yourselves, so we have no doubt that this is going to be a great success for you.
All right, thank you.
All right, we got to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to hear from our judges, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Come on over, guys.
Search engines used to be the gatekeeper, but now AI is. People are asking tools like ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity every day, who should I hire? Who's the best candidate? And AI pulls from credible content. So if you're not showing up in trusted places like news, podcasts, strong websites, you may not show up at all. Public relations today is all about visibility in the systems that recommend you. If you want to be found, you need to be present where AI is looking. I'm Nancy Marshall, the PR maven. I've been in public relations since before the internet, and today, PR is more important than ever to help you get found, get known, and to grow your business.
Albin, Randall, and Bennett committed to providing accounting solutions to Greenlight Maine startups, working with businesses and organizations that operate locally and nationally. ARBCPA.com.
Watch your savings grow at Pape Subaru's Let Love Bloom event. April showers are no match for the rugged new 2026 Crosstrek. Leasing for only $205 a month. Enjoy the drive this spring in a sleek new 2026 Impreza Sport. Leasing for $209 a month. Or fall in love with the versatile new 2026 Forester. Leasing for only $259 a month. This April, Pape's celebrating local educators with the Pape Subaru VIP $1,000 educator rebate. Stop in and see why you always do better at Pape Subaru.
Join us for the 3rd annual Maine & Co. Greenlight Maine Golf Tournament at the Samoset Resort on Monday, June 29th. To register your team or for more information, visit greenlightmaine.com.
Whether you're a small business or a big business, whether you're cutting edge or looking at a traditional industry in a whole new way, whether you're on the coast, in the city, a small town, wherever. If you're an organization here in Maine, if you want to innovate, and if you want to grow, we want to support you. We're the Maine Technology Institute.
Welcome back to the college edition of Greenlight Maine. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Both of these companies have what it takes, but the judges can only choose one. So we're going to talk this out, and you have a lot to talk about. So let's just start off on what'd you like?
Sure. So first, starting with Flag and Fortune, one of the things I thought was really good about it is that it added an element of fun and fortune to golfing. Golfing tends to have its certain rules, and it goes through a process, so it added a little bit of flair.
I totally agree. I think there's some sustainability with this model. I know he's trying to partner right now with golf courses, but opportunities to perhaps partner with charities and nonprofit organization, other types of organizations as well. I think it could scale.
I agree 100% with both of you. I do think there's some room here for some diversity into putt-putt on top of the golf courses that he's in. I think it's a fun concept to be able to do and to push forward.
I really like that he had already a local partnership going with the Palmyra Golf Course, and you guys spent a lot of time off camera. You've even played there, so you're familiar.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really neat to see that he has this relationship and this partnership and is looking to really refine what he's doing before he tries to expand to other courses.
That's right. I think he doesn't have proof of concept yet, so I think that's something, especially with the partnership now that he has with this golf course, hopefully he can prove that out over this next season. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he was very open to hearing feedback from us, which I thought was great for somebody starting a business. It's good that they take in that feedback.
Yeah, multiple times he said, I could really think about that. Thanks, thanks for that tip. One other thing I'm slightly concerned about is how he addresses slowing down course play. Golf tee times can be backed up. They're very specific. So I do want to make sure that he thinks about how he can not get in the way of the timing.
Good point.
All right, let's switch gears to MVP development. Those two guys definitely know soccer. They're coaches. They've been around Maine for a long time, even though they're from Brazil. They're establishing their own community in Waterville.
Yeah, really neat. They talked about how, off camera, they talked about how they have been playing soccer since they could walk. So certainly a lifelong thing for them. I really do think that their program identified gaps that currently exist between coaches and athletes. One coach, many athletes, and so their product really looked at how to get individualized feedback. I really thought that was interesting.
Agreed, and it seemed like the target audiences, there's kind of a niche for the coaching, growing the kind of coaching staff that they have, but then obviously targeting to individual players.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like this app has the ability to scale into larger areas, other sports areas, especially, in America, we're a sports-centric country. So they have a great opportunity to grow this once they get their concept kind of more put together.
Agreed. My one struggle in thinking about the funding model, it sounds like right now they're really thinking about how to target individual players for about $9.99, and you just think about players, they're young, is that the right kind of target audience? Are they going to pay that?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And also interested in thinking about the partnerships. It sounds like they really need multiple layers of partnerships potentially with schools, with coaching, with colleges even. So how they further develop those partnerships and explore that will be interesting to see.
I do like they have the human aspect of it too. It's not just all AI, so they are the person using it is going to be talking to a coach, a real person on the other end of it too, so it's nice.
Wow, well, some great feedback. We've got a couple more minutes. If either one of them were to make it to the finals, what would you like to see from them?
Yeah, I think for MVP, proof of concept. I know they're in working on the app right now, but getting that proof of concept I think is going to be important for them. Like how are they targeting coaching staff right now? That's something I'd like them to see a little bit more.
It's going to take time too to build.
Yeah.
Just a little more detail of how that process would work, I think, how they plan to approach that to gain the interest of a coach and of a player.
And with Flag and Fortune, I'd like to see a little more exploration into the cost analysis. One of the prizes is pretty steep if there were to be a hole-in-one, which I guess the likelihood is quite low. But if it happens, it really could have an impact on his cost model.
Right, Murphy's Law.
Exactly.
All right, well, if that wraps it up, we're going to give you a couple more minutes to decide. You can talk it over amongst yourselves while we take a commercial break and hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with our winner, so don't go away.
You don't have to do college the usual way. At Thomas College, we do college differently. We do academics differently. We do success differently. We do community differently. We do innovation differently. We do careers differently. Where belonging isn't promised, it's lived. We don't just prepare you for a job, we empower your future. It's time to do college differently.
Junior Achievement of Maine accelerates economic mobility for Maine students by equipping them with the skill sets and mindsets to envision choice-filled futures. Thanks to a network of over 800 volunteers across the state, students are being introduced to career pathways they may not know exist, building workforce development skills and accessing professional development networks, all before they graduate. Join JA Maine in ensuring a stronger future for Maine and its students.
Welcome back to the Greenlight Maine College Edition. We heard two amazing pitches, and they are both winners no matter what happens today. But it's time to reveal who gets the green light. Judges, I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1. And that means MVP Development is today's winner. Congratulations to Caio and Vitor. You are moving on in the competition. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Next week, we have a special treat for you. We are taking Greenlight Maine on the road to visit some of our past winners. So please join us for that in a 10-year anniversary episode. Until then, you can see all of our episodes on greenlightmaine.com. We'll be back next week, so have a safe and successful week. Congratulations, guys. Come on over.
Greenlight Maine would like to thank our premier partner, Bangor Savings Bank, our corporate partners, and our sponsors. Thank you.